I got to tell you, bro, you got to check out, if you want to watch some comedy, independent, free comedy in the city of Chicago, I can't find anything better than the Comedy Tub, the one he runs on Thursday night and Friday night.
Got it.
Comedy Tub at Chicago Joe's. Strongly recommended.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Amr. And Amr is not only a client, but he also a performer on there.
That's right.
Just like the hair club.
Yeah, that guy.
Although he just passed away. Yeah. So
did he really?
Yeah, like last week.
The Rogaine guy? Or no? What's
Hair Club for Men guy.
Hair Club for Men.
I mean, I think we all know his name. Actually, he was that well known, right? I forget it.
I just remember.
But yeah,
I just remember the slogan.
It's all good.
I'm on airplane mode. So.
I guess he was like 78, but when he passed away, people swore he was 75.
So it worked
with hair.
Yeah,
with hair.
Best.
Apparently, a funny thing. So when he first launched Hair Club for Men, it wasn't really that successful for a few years. It wasn't until he started advertising on TV that not only am I the founder or the owner, but I'm also a client. It was that line that shot him into fame, and actually people they caught onto that.
You know, I love that.
So it's interesting.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
because we can relate to it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, my chef, I have this wonderful story. So they just recently wrote up an article on him in the local paper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Chef Amado Lopez, and there's this line in there. So here's this great story. I got to share this story with you guys. All right, his name is Chef Amado Lopez, and it reminds me of the Hair Club for Men guy. I'll show you why. I'll show you how in a minute. He went to CPS schools back in the day as a high school kid, and he wanted to become a chef. And one day his school was lucky enough to go to Charlie Trotter's restaurant. Do you remember Trotter?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
100%.
The big Charlie Trotter?
I've been there.
You've been there?
Yep.
Back in the day?
Back in the day, yeah.
So, I mean, that was, the big wigs, people dropping some serious cash,
the
right?
Joint, yeah.
It was the place to go.
Yeah.
So, Charlie would sometimes bring in CPS kids.
I knew that, too.
You did? Before the dinner rush?
100%.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like to keep him humble or what, but he'd bring him in, feed him for free before the dinner rush, before all the big money people would come in. And one day, one kid walks up to Charlie, right? He goes up to the big dog. You got to picture this in that room. Charlie's kind of probably to these kids kind of like a king or like a god almost, Mm-hmm. This kid walks up to him. A kid walks up and says, "Sir, if you ever need anyone to wash your pots and pans, I'm your guy." Charlie hits up his school shortly thereafter and says, "I want to hire that kid." And that's with Chef Amado Lopez, a chef that works with us here at Cedars.
That's amazing.
And within a few months, he's breaking down boxes and bringing in the produce and washing the dishes. And then after about a year, he puts him on the line as a line cook. And then a year after that, Charlie calls him into his office and he's like, "Hey kid, do you want to go to college?" And Chef Amado's like, "Well, yeah, I was thinking of applying to one of these."
So this is all when he was in high school.
No, so now it's he's probably 1 year out.
He's 1 year out.
Yeah, probably 1 or 2 years out. And he's like, "Well, yeah, I was thinking of actually going to Daly or somewhere, local place applying." He's like, No. You can only go to the best. He's like, "Well, what I can't afford." He's like, "Well, you're going to the Culinary Institute of America in New York City." Wow. And Amado's like, "I can't afford that, sir." He's like, "I'm going to pay your way."
No way.
Charlie pays his whole way for school.
Get out of here.
That's not cheap in New York City. And that launched Amado's career in a serious way. And so I relate to that story. I get inspired by that story and I relate to it and I like to tell it. It's kind of like the Hair Club for Men guy. Mm-hmm. We can put ourselves in those shoes, we can kind of see ourselves in that spot. I've kind of been in that spot where I'm just like looking at someone with power and I'm like, "Yo, if you can help me, man, I'm your guy." And I feel like the Hair Club for Men guy is like not making money. He's on TV and he's like, "Yo, I'm even a client of this." That's how much I believe in this thing. That's how much I believe in myself. I'm a client.
Yeah.
And I feel like Amado's like, "I believe in myself. Let me wash pots and pans, and I'll show you where I can work up to."
That's great. I love that story.
Well, success is also, it's really important to leverage relationships and nurture relationships, because you never know where they're going to take you. And that's one thing I've learned over my years. That God only knows how many companies I've had. Some that have failed, some that have been successful, and that's always a thing that's kind of come full circle is relationships. And in my most successful ventures, it's like relationships from, a dozen years ago or 20 years ago that I completely lost touch with, all of a sudden now front and center in my businesses and in my companies, and it's really amazing to watch this full circle stuff come around.
So you
phenomenal.
say that's why it's important to nurture relationships. You never know, but in the same breath, you said people I haven't talked to in 20 years suddenly comes full circle. So what does nurturing a relationship mean over decades, like over 2-3 decades? Like the guy who's coming full circle.
I always try to keep in touch with people, even if it's a text, a call once a year. People who are influencers or in my life, who I feel important in my life have guided me. So I think that's always important. And one of my number one rules in business is just never burn a bridge. That's really, and that's again one of these reasons why all these relationships have come around full circle over the years. Is I don't get vindictive, because let's face it, we've all been screwed. Okay, everybody's been fucked.
Yep,
I've been fucked a lot, and in business and you name it. But sometimes the best thing is just to walk away. Retaliation isn't always beneficial.
I had this situation at the restaurant recently, and I talked to a friend about it afterwards, and he gave me some advice. I'll see what you guys think. It's exactly in this vein, Bal. So we changed the menu a month ago. This menu for Cedars hadn't been changed in over a decade. All right. And people got used to it. Customers got used to it. And I honestly felt like it wasn't the optimal customer base that was going to allow this business to thrive, because they were kind of, in some ways, gaming the menu, gaming the system, finding the lowest cost things with the highest amount of protein and free soup, free salad. I'm like, you know what? Enough with this. With every entree, you get a free soup, you get a free salad, you get this, you get that. I'm like, let's just make some really good stuff, and we, reduce the menu instead of trying to be someone for everyone. We can't do that. We reduced the menu, and so initially a lot of the customers were not happy, and they're just like, I don't like this, and they would just walk out. I'd be like, okay, I get it. This might not be the best place for you anymore. And some customers are like, oh, new? Yeah, new ain't easy, but let's do it, baby. Let's keep changing. I'm like, yeah, that's my kind of people, One party came in, and I sat down with them, and I'm like, it was like a party of four. It was like an older woman, probably in her 60s, and two of her daughters who were in their 30s or 40s, and then a couple grandkids. And I go to this woman, how's everything tasting? And she's like chowing down, and she's like, this ain't real Middle Eastern food. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, we're definitely trying to do some twists here. So, we feel like our foundation is real. We haven't changed our hummus. We haven't changed our falafel. We haven't changed our shawarma or our lentil soup. But yeah, we're doing some twists. It's, Middle Eastern food's kind of been around for 20, 30 years in America. It's time for a twist. And she's like, I lived in Israel. I lived in the Middle East. This is not real. I ate real food. And her daughters are kind of like, yeah, she's right, but it's okay, Mom, chill out. And the mom's like, no, he needs to hear this. All you care about is money. That's all you care about. Looks me dead in the eye. I'm like, damn. I'm like, well, yeah, money's important, but that's not all I care about. I hope not. And she's like, I lived in the Middle East. I know what real food is. I believe in that. And I'm like, are you okay? And her eyes start bulging out, and she looks me dead in the eye. She's like, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's intense.
Is this like the Arab form of thinner?
Thinner?
Yeah.
What's that, a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie where like a gypsy puts a curse on this fat guy.
That's exactly, I felt like she was trying to curse me with her eyes. I really felt that. And I was like, ma'am, I hope you enjoy your food. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate your business. And I just got up and walked away. Her daughters, I would have expected them to like chill out.
Yeah.
So afterwards, I go to my friend. I'm like, dude, that is not cool. Like, this lady's coming into our business, saying these things, basically like politically threatening me, I think. I don't know what the hell she was doing with that, Yeah. And I'm like, next time I'm just going to ask people, thank you. No check. You don't have to pay for anything. Just leave. The door's right there. And he's like, I don't think you need to do that. He's like, it's your business. It's your place. The woman seems like she's in a tough place, maybe miserable.
Yeah.
Let her be in her place. Like, let her be in her miserable place, in her miserable life. And, maybe you don't need to respond to her. Because if you do respond and you say, there's the door, and she puts a negative review on Yelp or somewhere on Google, now you have to respond as a business owner. Oh, but she said Benjamin Netanyahu. And now you're in an online spat.
Yeah.
And all these other customers are looking at this like, why is this guy in the spat?
And those are never good.
That's never good, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, you're trying to run a business. You're trying to help your employees pay for their family's meals and food and clothing. You're trying to pay for your own family's meals and food and clothing. He's like, let her be in her friggin' place. Let her say her shit. Walk away. Okay, got it. That's how you feel about life? Great.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye. Enjoy your meal. And I was like, you know what? He's right. Why put why put everyone's livelihood at risk and reduce our revenue possibly by her? Or worse, she could if I told her to leave in the restaurant, she could actually create a scene.
Yeah.
And that's the worst thing, right? Because now all the guests in the restaurant are like, this place is not safe. Let's not come here again because apparently fights break out.
Right. It's like United Airlines dragging the guy off the plane.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
So, so I had a thinner moment in Cedars.
Did she ever come back?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her.
Yeah.
I don't know where she is. It's probably in some basement, like with a
It's impossible to please everybody all the time. But that's really all it comes down to. I mean, people are always going to find something to bitch about, complain about. And, you just have to be diplomatic and deal with it the best way you can. That doesn't mean you have to give it away.
Give what away?
The service for free.
Okay, true. Yeah.
But, you humbly apologize and wish them a better experience next time and call it a day.